Don't you just hate to see it? Another fine machine ruined by a gooner's sense of style. Welcome back to Just Neckbeard Things, guys. I'm your host, Mr. Sean. Now, I know I said we weren't going to do these videos anymore, but honestly, I was looking at my numbers from last year, and just to give you a breakdown, while we have struggled to get 100 new subscribers this year, we got over 500 last year, and the biggest thing that moved that was the Neckbeard videos. Now, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this video, and if this video surpasses Friday's lesser known lost media video, which is volume 109, before this Friday rolls around, we're going to bring these back. Because apparently lost media and giveaways just isn't doing it, everybody. We did a giveaway on Friday for lesser known lost media volume 109, and while people have tuned into the video, they have liked the video. Nobody has entered. So let's give Neckbeard Things a try. Here we have a post stating, "My favorite actress is not human. Tilly Norwood doesn't need a hairstylist, has no regrettable posts, and if you wish to see a virgin on screen, this is one of your better chances. That's because she's AI. So what you're telling me is your favorite woman is a woman who isn't real. Fair enough. But really, I don't think that his favorite actress is a fake woman because she can't disappoint him. I think it's because he's just happy that for once there's a woman out there he can't disappoint. It's too bad that that's because, you know, she's not real." Next, we have this post where this woman states that suddenly she understands male loneliness. And this is a response to a post that says, "We are the Republicans your parents warned you about. We're smart, irresistible to women, and most importantly, we're total alpha males." I think the best way that I've ever heard the term alpha male explained is that it's an awful lot like a program. The alpha build is one so bugged and unfit for public consumption that it needs a whole nother version before it'll even be released to the public. And I really feel like that's what an alpha male is too. You know, the beta male might not be perfect, but at least they've worked some of the bugs out. But the alpha, oof, you never know what you're getting into. Next, we have a post stating that women logic is, "Don't sexualize me unless I want you to," laughing emojis. I mean, yeah, I guess bros never heard that consent is a thing. Next up, we have someone who has some dating advice for the world, and it's stop going out on dates if you're not ready to have sex. And first of all, it's you spelled that wrong, guys. I know, sorry, not meaning to be pick out this guy's grammar, but I mean, to be fair, you don't know you're ready until you know, I suppose, especially with a new person. And isn't dating the way you figure out if that's something you're ready for? I don't know, don't have a lot of dating history, but I kind of feel like that's the whole thing, is you're going to go out on dates, you're going to see if you're compatible, and you're going to see if, hey, is sex on the table? But if you don't go out on a date because you're not sure, well, then I guess dating never happens. Only DTF dating, guys. That's it. If you're not DTF, then don't show up to the Chili's. Next up, we have a little bit of discourse, and it starts with saying, "Literally thousands of women have gone on record as saying they are attracted to progressive, sensitive, respectful men," citing Pedro Pascal as a prime example. And the reaction from the "my personality is gym and crypto" crowd is, "Women are lying?" Like, isn't the fact that women are not dating Elon stand as proof positive that they are, in fact, telling the truth? Yeah, I think that's a pretty good point, but let's see what the discourse has to say. I mean this completely seriously. So many straight men see pictures of muscular men that are aimed at queer men who are buff or hairy or whatnot, and think that it's women who like this body type. It usually isn't. Usually gay men, and then it kind of trails off. I can't click see more. But that's a very good point. And then there's the one that said, "I've heard Musk bros say, Pedro Pascal sucks. He virtue signals every progressive cause." Yeah, it's called having good values. I always find this so funny, where it's like, women say they want a good guy, but then they won't date me. And it's like, that should tell you something about yourself, my guy. Also, I'm not gay, but yeah, Pedro Pascal's where it's at. I'm just saying. Alright guys, trigger warnings, this guy's talking about the R word, unfortunately. Does anyone feel some sort of excitement for WW3? I would enter the war just so I can R foreign pussy. And the responder coming in clutch to this terrible statement. All pussy is foreign to you. Is it just me, or did we really not have this kind of discourse during the Obama years? I mean, people might not have been happy about it, but I feel like there was at least some level of respect for other human beings, regardless of gender, but that's just gone out the window, I guess. Also, people who post stuff like this are the people who wouldn't have even made it off the boat in the first scene of Saving Private Ryan. I'm just saying, you're not gonna go to war and be a passport soldier. You're gonna get got right off the plane, I'm pretty sure. Alright guys, now someone calling themselves King Chitty has this to say. She at 18, she's calling her course mates small boys while dating older men. Him at 18, he's being rejected by his female course mates because he doesn't have a car and money to press. She at 23, still whoring around and living her best life. Him at 23, chasing his goals and purpose. Him at 30, is already financially stable and is dating girls of 18 to 23. Her at 30, trying to gaslight men into leaving younger girls to settle for their age mates. The same women who never gave them a chance in their prime. Kings always remember, a woman's prime starts at 18 and ends totally at 30, while a man's prime starts at 30 and has no ending. That's to tell you where a woman's prime stops. It's where yours begin. The more reason you're the prize. Never allow a woman who's in her decline to tell you what to do in your prime. Alright, here's the thing, my dude. As a guy who has known many guys, and many guys who have this mentality, not a single one of them that I knew was financially stable at 30, okay? They were still acting like that GameStop stock that had already plummeted in value was going to rebound and make them a millionaire. And not only were they not dating younger women, they weren't dating any women, alright? So this attitude, it ain't going to get you laid, it's going to get you lonely. Also, I don't think people typically have a prime on an individual level. Everybody peaks in their own way, some in high school, some later in life, but it's all about finding that right person and that right match at the right time, and someone who is going to continue to grow with you. Talking about prime ages of men and women just gives me vibes of the people who had the countdown clock to when the Olsen twins turned 18. Ugh. Now here we have a post about a model, actress, singer, I don't know, but her name is Nayeon. She's from Troy, sorry, didn't read that far. That's a K-pop group, but this is, she talked about haters in 2022. You imagine that person in a PC cafe writing that while not even taking a shower. Then you feel better. I mean, that's also probably an accurate statement as to who is typing out hate mail on the internet. Next up we have Anon telling us about the advice people give him. Just settle for an ugly girl. Anon, there's plenty of women out there. Go chase that feminine. Settle for the old hag who sucked multiple roosters. Settle for a... I don't know what that's blurred out. Accepting boyfriend applications. When will it ever end? Why must this effing board be so compromised? It's the same slop every single day. Do they expect any of these things to work? Why are there so many worthless, normal something and women? If there is a god out there or anything magical reading this right now, please strip me of my capacity to love people so that I never come back here again. And our responses from the fellow 4chaners. Women don't like you because you're a bitter misogynist. And now I think this is the response of the original poster. OMG, this BBC cuck posting deleted just blackpilled me. F, I'm going to KMS now. Alright bro, don't let us stop you. I'm gonna give you a hint. He didn't do that. He showed up to the board the next day, complained about women, didn't take any advice, and just, kept going on about how woe is me, and oh my god, can somebody please turn me into a robot. Here we have a guy that thinks you can tell how many partners a woman have had using sandwiches as visual aids. How to spot a virgin from a non-virgin. Women lie, but their bodies, behaviors, and choices don't. Here's how to separate a virgin from a used-up hoe. I mean, apparently the Audi, the used-up one has quite a bit more meat in that sandwich than the virgin one. So, I mean, I guess she's not as generous with, the virgins aren't as generous with the sandwich proportions. Oh, look, he explains. The innie versus the outie. Look at her, lady part lips. Virgins are usually tight and tucked. Non-virgin, exposed, hanging, stretched outie. Too much mileage leaves permanent marks no matter how much she pretends. I love the complete lack of knowledge of biology that goes into these statements. Have you ever noticed the mentality that they say that a woman who has had, let's say, 5 sexual partners is going to be completely loose and used up, to put it impolitely? And yet, for some reason, if you marry a girl who has never had sex before, even if you do the deed 1,000 times, it's going to be exactly the same as the first time. And so, I mean, are you saying your member is so small that it can't make a difference? I want to know your logic behind that one, guys. Got my new helmet in. If you want good welds, you gotta have good equipment. I mean, I think your equipment tells me that you're not going to be doing good welds and I should take my business elsewhere. Putting it on your car is bad enough, but dude, you wear this thing at work. Here we have a little Q&A session from the guy who writes One Piece. Is it possible for a woman to become an editor of One Piece, or are all the editors of boys' comics supposed to be men? And here's the response from the creator himself. A beautiful babe with big knockers is fine by me. If I had an editor like that, I'd work even harder. Only I think I might not draw as fast. But to be honest, the editorial department of Jump is filled with perverts. I think it's in your best interest to stay away from there. I mean, he seems a little beardy, but I mean, he knows what he's about and he is warning the ladies. So, you know what? I'd say this one's a wash. Good looking out, dude. Not a big One Piece fan, but thank you. Here we have some advice from a real female. Breaking away from feminism is one of the most liberating and empowering things you can do as a woman. Category sex, gender, and dating. Ever since I broke away from feminism, I've never felt more free and happy. I love being unapologetically feminine. I love my nurturing qualities, and I have plenty of hope that I will find a good man in the near future and hopefully get married and have a family. Every time I dislike/downvote a feminist post, I feel a little dopamine. I'm never going back to that awful, miserable way of living, and hope that many other women will find the courage and strength to break away. Edit, I do believe that men and women should have equal rights. My main problem is feminism is a lot of feminists having deep-seated hatred in their heart for men and beautiful women, porn stars, models, etc. All they do is complain about porn and unrealistic beauty standards, which are not unrealistic because many women actually look like that, and in doing so, they vilify men and beautiful women. Yeah, I think a dude wrote this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my dude senses are tingling. This is a dude. This is a dude writing this. But hey man, gender's just a concept, so if you enjoy being unapologetically feminine, good luck to you, bro. But this is a dude writing this. Now let's dig into this enlightened thought from an enlightened and intellectual individual. This raises a good question. If you're going to wear shorts under your skirt, why are you even wearing a skirt at all? Why not just normal shorts? The only possible explanation I can think of is that women know men find skirts sexy, so they want to attract male attention. This is like if a guy went to get his Ferrari out of the parking garage just to drive it 2 blocks and go into the next store. And the reply is saying what I'm thinking, which is, what? I mean, I guess the guy is half correct. Yes, some women wear shorts under their skirts because they want to feel like they're covered, but they also enjoy wearing skirts. They like the way it makes them feel, and that's okay. You should be able to feel good about yourself and feel comfortable at the same time, but I guess this guy doesn't ever feel good or comfortable with himself, and he just doesn't get it. Here we have someone talking about my decade of my childhood, the 90s. and yet everybody was healthier and happier. The men had more testosterone, the women were skinnier, our presidents weren't old AF, and we had 1/10 of the national debt. You could get a college degree for less than $10,000, and we all had more sex. Okay, citation needed, bro. I can't confirm. I was a kid in the 90s, but maybe you're right. I don't know. Can anyone in the comments confirm? I certainly had less sex in the 90s, but, for obvious reasons. Alright guys, we now have the Neckbeards' favorite topic, which is the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Let's begin. Let's be respectful. I know this is unpopular, but after seeing how the vast majority of the demons celebrating the unaliving of Charlie Kirk were women, I've realized that repealing the 19th Amendment cannot be a suggestion, but must be a necessity to save civilization. Women untethered from good masculine authority become the worst hags and psychopaths, with their emotions and neuroticism weaponized for destructive purposes because it is not in accordance with their God-given design to be birthers of life and their husband's helpmate. Then giving these miserable people political power has been a tragic mistake. Reminder that only 4% of women during the time of suffrage wanted the right to vote. Did their husbands tell you that, bro? I hate the fact that everybody is saying that suddenly when one of their own is tragically taken down in their, I guess we could say the word prime, suddenly all of this violence matters. But it doesn't matter in that, hey, we need to be better because we're all human beings. No, it's like we need to take certain groups that I don't like and we need to take away their rights because something happened that I don't approve of and I'm going to blame the group that I don't like. Wow, that is, well, it's nothing new, unfortunately. Hey guys, here's something we've never heard before. It's a Neckbeard's opinion on sex. If sex is so meaningless, why is it so important that women have to be sexually liberated? On the one side, it is apparently super important when it's about women, but when it's about men, it becomes a nice guy or incel thing to fight for. Why is that? Is it possibly because this is the real problem behind most of men's issues and thus nobody wants to talk about it? Male homelessness due to lack of motivation and purpose from not receiving intimacy. Self-unalivings from lack of intimacy. Violent crimes, R-words, from lack of intimacy. Radicalization from lack of intimacy. Almost all of men's problems have the same common, smallest denominator. But then the soys will come in with their copes. No, it's not sex, it's the patriarchy and toxic masculinity. Men need to be able to express emotions and be able to act more feminine without being discriminated for it. Soy Jack. Okay, then here's a little thought for you. Women are the patriarchy. They and their few little chads are the patriarchy, no one else. Your average man is not part of said patriarchy because the only privilege he enjoys is to fight for female privilege, while nobody fights for his dwindling rights and opportunities. How would you define toxic masculinity? Isn't it best described as the discrimination of men for not being masculine enough, and intolerance of men who are not masculine? Then who became the primary perpetrators of this discrimination, pray tell? Who demonizes men as nice guys, incels, and denies them basic intimacy? Women. Why do radical Muslims blow themselves up? Did someone forbid them to talk about their emotions? Is that the cause? Or do they believe women are waiting for them to fill one of the most basic needs within the afterlife? When homosexuals are persecuted, how come it is mainly the men who are being targeted? Are they uncontrollable sexual beasts? Or are they deprived of something so basic as affection and intimacy? I love how this guy probably watched a video on how people like Charlie Kirk talk and manipulate and change the way and change the dialogue to try and make it sound like their ideas make sense. But this guy's also really stupid and is not good at it. So no, toxic masculinity is not men that are being persecuted for not being masculine enough. It's toxic masculinity is when people think that being masculine is more important than being a good human being. Radicalized individuals unalive themselves with mass casualties because they've been radicalized to believe that this is the true way. The fact that they are rewarded when they die is just a bonus, but they believe that this is truly a good thing, unfortunately, because they have been influenced by terrible individuals. And the reason that most of the hate for homosexuality is directed at men is because it's straight men directing it. Because again, part of toxic masculinity is saying that, is taking other people and going, you're not being a guy right because you're not this machismo straight guy who's getting all the pussy. And so no, you don't understand toxic masculinity because you're currently exhibiting it. And I guess sometimes it's just really hard to look in that mirror, isn't it? Here we have a guy trying to gatekeep his anime and how to spot an anime tourist. Only watches Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and other common anime shows. I mean, okay, first off, that's not a terrible take. I mean, those ones are the ones that are like everybody's like intro to anime. I used to watch them back in the day. I don't now. I really don't like those ones, but I would say that's like an intro. So yeah, if that's all you watch, you might be a tourist. Likes anime because it's trendy. I mean, that's how I found out about anime. I feel like you don't like it because it's trendy. I feel like you find out about it because it's trendy, and then maybe you stick around. Will join the anime fandom for the sake of policing others in the community. Oh, you're starting to tell on yourself, bro. Thinks fan service is sexist and drawings equate to real life issues. I mean, as someone who enjoys fan service is sexist. It's definitely meant for the male gaze. And bro, while yes, drawings might not be real, they do say something about you. Berate you for liking things they don't like. I mean, that's unfortunately just the case. That's honestly less of a tourist, and that's more of a deep-seated negativity within fandoms. I often say that I am not a true Star Wars fan because I don't hate Star Wars. And let's see, pronouns on Twitter/X bio. I mean, that's just becoming a common thing lately. I don't even notice that anymore beyond just acknowledging it and moving on. If I had to guess what this post is about, this guy views himself as a true anime connoisseur and likes shows in featuring, no, it's okay, she's a 1,000-year-old dragon that looks like a child, bro. And isn't happy that people he sees as less anime fan than him are calling him out on it. This guy's body pillow has seen unspeakable things. And we thought the Ahigo shirts were bad. Moving on. Here we have someone giving their rundown of the King of the Hill reboot, which I actually quite enjoy. I've been watching it lately. We have Connie Supanusaphone. Rejects childhood friend for rich playboy. Bangs an entire fraternity and then some. Decides to go back to childhood friend after she's had her fun and he said he's open to an open relationship. Is this the most realistic depiction of a woman ever put on screen? This ticks me off not only because, and honestly the fact that it's disrespectful to women is a far distant point in why this ticks me off. It's honestly just a lazy understanding of the complex plot narrative that is King of the Hill. And honestly, not just the reboot. The entire series is one that forces you, through the lens, albeit of a conservative man, you are forced to look at the world and go, hey, is my way correct? Is their way correct? Honestly, I think we both have some merit in learning to get along and deal with things you might not agree with. The only time King of the Hill really ever seems to come right out and say something is wrong is if someone is being hypocritical or dishonest. And to say this statement about this part of the plot just ignores the deep layers that this storyline had. Now, anyone who watched the original run of the series can definitely say that while Bobby had his high points, and Bobby being the boy they're talking about, Bobby Hill, Bobby did not have his crap together at the end of the original run. And, he definitely seems to have it more so when we join back in many years later in the reboot, and he reconnects with his former girlfriend, Connie Supanusaphone, who's now dating his business partner, Chang, Chang Wasana-song, who his dad is the main investor of Bobby's restaurant. But here's the thing, is that he sees Chang kissing another girl and presents this to Connie, where she goes, hey, it's okay, we're actually in an open, ethically non-monogamous relationship. And it isn't just because they both want to fool around and have their fun, it's because their parents are pressuring them to be together. And that's been a big thing throughout the King of the Hill series, is Connie's parents and Chang's parents, both Laotian immigrants. Connie's parents are obsessed with the Wasana songs and are like desperate for her to marry Chang and all that, or just so they can suck up to the Wasana song family, who are more successful than they are. And also Connie's parents, we find out in the reboot, have been divorced but are not telling people to keep up appearances. And there's just this whole layer where she's doing this to one, she likes Chang more as a friend, as an emotional partner than she does physically. And so they're getting what they need. But then when all of the stuff going on in the background, these layers of, expectation and all of that come to light, Chang is not even there for her as a friend, which is why she ends the relationship, because they were together for emotional purposes, and that's just not happening. And we also see Bobby, who, unlike the stereotypical male cartoon character, especially with the show taking place in Texas, he doesn't really know how to feel about her ideas about a open relationship, and he's willing to try. But I actually haven't even gotten to the point. I got to that point. That's where I need to keep going. So we'll see how it works out. But ultimately, Bobby is also forced to confront his own perceptions of what is a relationship, what is good, what is bad. And that's what the King of the Hill is all about. It is a deep show about deep, complicated people who are not always right and are... Bobby saw his dad be monogamous to an absolutely awful woman, and he doesn't know how to feel about the idea that you can just go do whatever you want. I get it, but this is just a lazy critique trying to make a point, and it pisses me off. I love King of the Hill. Here, we started the video with it. Here we have another one. And this one is not even a nice car. I mean, it looks like it at one point might have been a luxury sedan, but yeah, this person has Toga from My Hero Academia just splayed across the hood of his car, showing her full ass to the world. Gotta love it. And finally, guys, apparently neckbeards are not a new phenomenon, because here we have The Irritating Gentleman, a painting by Berthold Woltz from 1874 of a guy clearly saying "milady" to this woman on the train as she just wishes to be left alone. War never changes. And that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to watch Lesser Known Lost Media Volume 109 for your chance to win a custom spicy miniature from my miniatures business, Chimera Miniatures. Like, comment, subscribe, and join us in the next one. Until then, everybody, I'm Mr. Sean. This is Mr. Sean Productions. Alpha great day, and an even beta tomorrow. Bye-bye.